everybody, I'm Jean Bainey and welcome to my channel. Hello everybody. Hi, it's Jean and I am back here to have a little fun and show you what I have been working on all summer, and that is my Chunky Junky. And I have not really stayed in the traditional form of Chunky Junky, but it's traditional in the fact that it is huge, and these have been so fun for me to look back on. I pick up old ones and look at them, and I just enjoy them so much. So anyway, but I started this last spring, and it's kind of been my go-to book. I haven't really done, I've done just about everything in it, and it's not just pasting my junk stuff in it. It is actually doing some collage and some just whatever I felt like doing. I picked up this book and did it in. So it's kind of an all-around art project for the summer. So this is what it looks like. For the longest time, half of the time, I didn't have any cover on my I can't even think of what we let me think. I'll get it. My composition book. I didn't have a cover on my composition book, and I did go ahead and put this one page on, and I really liked it, and it's held up pretty well. It's covered on both sides, but that remains to be seen whether it stays that way. Usually once I'm done with my flip through video, I don't do too much in it. It just gets set on the shelf, and I'm ready for a new one that's easier to work in, easier to manage. What I should do is take out some pages ahead of time, but I don't, and so anyway, I'm going to just go ahead with my flip through here and get started. My first page, of course, is a piece of embroidered. I picked that up from the bins, this embroidered tea towel, I guess you'd say. And the first time I put it in, I thought it was right side up. The second time I looked through it, I've mentioned, I think on camera, that I put it on there, the back side showing. And then I found it when I was cleaning, and I think that is the right side. So anyway, but I just liked how it looked, and I liked the colors, and I liked the pink polka dots in the background because I'm a polka dot girl. I love polka dots. And this page doesn't hardly have anything on it. And so, like I say, there's still lots I could do in here. It's just getting unwieldy, and it's very hard to work. So I don't want to do too much more. I will probably finish up with some of the stuff that's on my desk and then let it go from there. But like I say, I did some like collage and some fun things. I also picked up pieces of things that I had done and just stuck them in here because there's nowhere else to put stuff like this. I have so many things that I'm drawing and painting and working on. There's nowhere else to put it, so it's going to have to go into a junk journal. This was originally a dress that I picked up at the bins, and I just love the fabric, and I love the feel of it. The texture is a stretchy jersey kind of a dress, and it was very fun, and I love the color, and I loved everything about it. Well, when I was looking through this, you'll see that there are pieces of this all through it because I kept using it thinking, oh, I need to put some of this in the Chunky Junky. But I started this last spring. I took it with me to Baltimore. Believe it or not, it was very thin, even in Baltimore. And that was what I had to spend 6 weeks, 5 weeks in, pretty much in isolation, because I was assisting my friend with her kidney transplant, and so we just couldn't go anywhere and risk getting any kind of an illness because she was on meds that compromised her immune system. So anyway, so I worked in this a lot when I was in Baltimore. Not as much as you might think, because I did spend a lot of time, on the watching TV and looking at my phone and that sort of thing, movies and all that kind of stuff. But when I was feeling artistic, and it's kind of hard to do when you're in a group, this is the book that I worked in. And I even went to the thrift store a few times. These are flipping faster than I want them to. Haven't done anything. This is just a book cover that I saw at the bins, and I thought, oh, I'd like to do something with that. And it looks like I just cut it up and put it in because I like it. I was planning to put things over it, but it didn't do anything extras. My little kitty cats. I love my little kitty cat washi tape. One of the things I did this summer is I went to the Van Gogh exhibition, and that was really fun. And at the very end of it, they had like a children's room where there was coloring papers and blank pages to do a little artwork and have a little fun before you left. So that was my picture of Van Gogh that I had about 5 minutes or less to work on because everybody was ready to go. But I wanted to do some art, and everybody did some, but they picked pictures that you just colored in. And so I did that, and I kind of was pleased with it because it was so plain and simple. But anyway, and then I added, I don't normally, Junkies aren't normally like a journal where you have pockets and you fill in things and all that. But I did put in some pockets and had some fun with it. And this was a letter that I got. So, but like I say, yes, now we're here right in the beginning, and I didn't notice these until the other day, and so I've got these ready to throw some stuff on. I've got a pile of stuff to throw it on, to throw in here. So I'm just going to glue that in, and I might do it on camera, and I might not. I do feel a lot better about being here in my art room. This is what Bennett gave me on Valentine's Day. He brought over, and he had little cards. Little hearts that he made, and he's, he writes his name, and he knows how to spell a lot of words and everything. But that's my little Bennett, and we are just besties. And I put those in. I didn't want to lose that. It hung in my refrigerator up until last week when I slipped those in. But I've got new things from him. I don't. He doesn't bring me artwork very often, so I just went ahead and took those down and put them in the book. And now I'm actually making a little journal of his artwork and his schoolwork. Okay. Because I always have a bunch of journals in the works. Somebody asked, how many journals do you have in the works right now? I couldn't even tell you. Probably 10 or more that I can pick up and do things with. But like I say, my room was so messy that I just didn't feel like doing anything in it. But I took some video of it messy, and I took some video of it cleaned up, and I'll show you the before and after. The before looks so horrible you think you're kidding, and the second one looks like, really, that's cleaned up? But that's cleaned up for me, and now I feel like I can work in here. I feel like I'm more comfortable in here. I do love conversation feeds the soul, and it really does. And one of these days I'm going to have I'm going to do a live so that I can have a conversation with you too, because I've missed that. I've done some lives, but I've not done very, very many. And oh gosh, I just realized I was going to try and do something with my nails before. They're actually growing out a little bit. So I was going to do something with my nails before I did this. But I have to do things when I have to do them, and I'm sorry. And I apologize if, if they're, offensive or whatever. I love to pick up pattern covers at the bins when they're vintage like that. Let me get back to that page. Where are we at? And I have several more to put in, which might be a good thing for the other page beginning. This is a Happy Mother's Day book, a Mother's Day card from my friend Mary. She's always remembers me. She's so good. She's way better with being a pen pal than I am, but I do my best. I really do. I really try to make sure that that she gets some fun things during the year. Okay, and then this was just something I bought. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is now. Oh, my art for my patio. I actually bought a painting for my patio, which was my patio is glassed in, so it lasted through the winter, and I didn't have any problems with it. I try to put stuff in. I always keep little things in the pockets of. These are cards that Lynn sent a long time ago. I use them all the time, and I usually include them in Happy Mail. And I'm not sure what kind of cards they are, but it was fun. So I am going to have company for the next week, and that's going to be fun. My sister's driving through on her way to a show in Michigan that she wanted to see. So they got out their camper and decided to just meander up take a couple of maybe couple months to meander up before the show, and then drive around the country a little bit before they go back. And so I am on the list of places to stop. So they will be here tomorrow, and it turns out where they're staying, there's a bluegrass festival. So that's really fun. So instead of them coming to my house first, I'm going to meet up with them in their campground, and we'll go to the bluegrass festival and enjoy that. And then they'll come back with me and they'll stay here. So that will be very, very fun. Like I say, you've seen a lot of these pages already. They're not going to be shocking, but just things that kind of catch my eye. I love this. This is the kind of cupcakes I have these days that are made out of vegetable and guacamole. But I'm happy with that. I found a lot of stuff, like I accidentally print pictures too big, or I make mistakes, but I always hate to throw out that because it takes so much ink and there's so much color, and I just hate to throw it out. So this is a good spot to put it in. This has all kinds of things in this pocket. Everglades National Park, and just all kinds of little things. This was an envelope. I save usually the decorated envelopes that come in Happy Mail. And my sister sent me that. I think I've mentioned that before. So all of you who are new, I will probably not tell you as much about a page as I might normally. And all of you who are old, you're going to hear the same old some throughout here, just about where things come from. But that's just, I'm going to try and just flip it, and so you can just kind of look while I'm chit-chatting with you. This is my newest. I had a tag swap just last month, or just earlier this month actually. And so this is one of the tags, and this is from Sharon. And oh, I liked how she put a pocket on the back, and she had little ephemera in there, so stickers and things like that. I did mention during my flip through, I said, "Oh, look at that! I did another Sesame Street page." Well, this was actually the other side of the page in my in my harvesting video. This was the other side. Is what I just took that side and I put it in here. And I'm not sure why I covered up some of it. It might be that that's all there was. But I kind of made a little bit of fun of some of the Sesame Street people and characters, and had a little fun with that. And just things that caught my eye, things that are fun for me, just things that are interesting to me and me alone. Oh, I didn't flip that down. I do have this. This is that when we were on our way to Baltimore, I thought this is going to be stressful with 4 of us ladies living together in a small apartment. And I saw this as one of the brochures, and I thought I definitely will need to grab that and flash it every so often if things get heated. Well, they never did. I never had to flash it even once. Well, there was a couple times when things got heated, but let me tell you, when things get heated, you don't want anybody to tell you to relax. So it didn't, nothing major or anything, but but overall, the whole 5 weeks that we were there went extremely well, and it couldn't have been better, really. So this is just throwing pages together, and I try to throw pages together without too much thought. I just like glue things down, and I don't really plan it. And what I generally do is I glue stuff down, and I come back and I glue stuff over it, and I come back and I glue more stuff over it. This is a case in point, and I keep thinking that one of these days I'm going to put a funny face on him, but so far he's still a regular person. His face is just covered up. But yeah, I just have fun when I see, certain pictures. I just think, oh, that I love that, and I rip it right out of the book, and it goes into this book. Ooh, I'm gonna pick some more of those leaves and do some of those on camera next few weeks when I get back into doing some videos. I know for at least for the next week I won't be doing any videos, but I'm gonna have fun with my sister and brother-in-law, and they will they love to go to the bins with me, and they love to they're just fun. We just hang out. One of the things that they like to do that is fun, which I don't do ordinarily, is they have happy hour every afternoon, and she fixes like a little cheese board or a little board of snacks, and we have wine, and it's just very, very fun. And I love doing that. I don't do it because I'm usually by myself at 4 in the afternoon or 5 in the afternoon, and they do it before dinner. So I'm looking forward to having happy hour this next week every day. So that'll be a lot of fun. And this little, I put it together, and I didn't put her in a book. She was glued separately together, if you can picture that, and she kept hanging around my desk, and I couldn't find a spot for her, and when I put her here, I was very happy with that. That's from one of those travel magazines from Ohio. We have a lot of Amish in Ohio, and the funny thing is when I was in Chicago, I was just sitting there. I was waiting for my daughter. She walked ahead and did all the exploring about how to get into places and stuff like that, so that I didn't have to walk as much. And so I was sitting there kind of waiting for her on the street corner, and I had a little chair that I would sit in while I waited. And I was so surprised. An Amish couple came up to the light and crossed the street, and I took some video of that. That just kind of, when I saw that picture, I thought, I'll put that in. I don't normally put in stuff like that, but the Amish people have always fascinated me from when I was really young, before I moved to the Midwest and ever saw anybody that was Amish. And so early years when I lived in Indiana, I used to shop at an Amish farm, get my produce and eggs and things like that from them. And I like to go up north and just drive around, and it just is pleasant to see them, you know, driving through the streets and down country lanes and everything when you're driving. It's just an interesting pastime for me. I know that there are like issues and things like that, but still, I just enjoy it. I don't know. Let me ramble on here. Yeah, I was just trying to use up letters. When I was cleaning out, I was throwing away a lot of pieces of a lot of pages of alphabet stickers, because there were not enough vowels or anything to make words anymore. So then I just thought, well, I'll just stick them on here. Why waste them? They're very pretty, actually. They're very sparkly. I don't think you can see the blue spark. I'm seeing the blue sparkle now from here, but I hope you can see it from up there, wherever you're at. I wonder if I was in frame. Oh, let me just take a look. I like to check. Okay, I'm still in frame. Okay, good. I made these marks to where I can keep the book there, because I did start this video and realized my book was completely out of frame. Well, not completely, but you can only see about this much of it. This is another thing. I kind of like little peekaboo stuff. Oh, I know. She went up. She flipped up. And then there's that silly person there. It still cracks me up. What especially some of this stuff in this book is stuff I was just trying to use up, because if I didn't use it up, I was going to have to throw it out. And I don't like to throw out any kind of art, anything I can do art with. And so anyway, no way. Yeah, let's just think about that. I still love this page. I never did develop it or put anything more on it. I have noticed that sometimes when I flip through my old books, I do add things to them still, and there's plenty to add to this book. But I did my best. I did my best with it, and I'm ready to move on. Sometimes you just get done with a book and you either have to put it away, and but I feel like I've taken this book as far as I can take it at this point, and I'm ready to move on and do something different. I want to make a travel book. I want to work on a couple of different other ones. So I'm just going to enjoy what I did in this one and let it go. Some of these I've done on camera, so you may recognize some of these pages. And this one you probably can't even see. She's standing on somebody's hand, but she's a picture that somebody did of a collage lady dressed in shells in a magazine, so I cut that out, and I think there's other ones coming through here. Some of these I know you haven't seen because I've just done them, so that's fun. This one was one of Janet Nash's pick 6. I think she picked 6 things that you have to make a piece of artwork with. So that was one I did in here. I have since made a book to do them in. And I made a book and I did 2, and then I haven't done any more. So I've got to get back to doing that. Actually, Janet and Freddie did send Rebecca and Beverly one of her little hearts, her famous little hearts, in a card. And so I saved the tissue that it was wrapped in. And I would have loved to have saved the heart, but they wanted them. They wanted to keep their hearts that they got. So anyway, and I had this page was just kind of blank and empty, and I filled it with a boot, and I love it. Isn't that just the craziest thing? It was so satisfying to find that and know that that's exactly what I wanted right there. This was one of these Oprah magazines. It had a bunch of sayings in them. You're more beautiful than you know. So that's always an encouragement to have something like that. A miracle is seeing the world with light in your eyes. And Oprah always does on her magazine. She always has a page with the big O. Isn't that nice? Because a big J wouldn't be very fun. But I do like to use those. I've used them a lot of times. Nobody's perfect. A good reminder for all of us. Right. And some other pages that I was just trying to flip through and add what was on my desk. This one I think is even the cover page of one of my videos. And she just kind of creeps me out, honestly. Every time I look at her, she just creeps me out. So, so I had this book I was going to throw out. It was just a senior humor, and I was going to just throw it out. And I thought, well, there's no reason I can't keep a couple of them, and there's some later on. And I thought those are fun. I used to worry about passing the driving test. Now I worry about passing the vision test. And that is so me. That is so me, because I did worry to death because I had to get a new license in May, and I thought for sure I was going to have trouble, but I was okay. This one is one of those sketches gone wrong, and so usually I just get rid of them or leave them in a book, a sketchbook, and just move on. But I picked her out because I thought, you know, if I maybe cut out some lips and glue them on there, maybe she could be salvaged. I didn't mind the eyes so much as those lips were just like horrible. So, and I don't mind showing my horrible stuff. This bird kept falling out of the book. I'm going to tell you, it has been on a dozen pages. I would stick it on there and it would fall out, and I would stick it on again. And every time I stuck it on, even though I always have a glue stick on the table, I never glued it because it was sticky enough that it would stick down and feel real secure, but it kept falling off. So it's been on a dozen different pages, but now it is glued, and that is its permanent home. And it's the little wing actually moves. Is that cute? I love that. I love my little bird. I don't know why I put that in. But it's just, it was on my desk, so I just glued it in over other stuff. This is kind of a page that most people like to see. It's a little more structured, and it's a little more fun, and I like to make them. People like to see them, but not every page is like that. Every page is mostly just when I'm tired, and I just I do a lot of that gluing just when I'm tired. This page I really loved, just loved doing it. It's more of an art page rather than a chunky junky, although I did use one of my little pictures that I cut out that I didn't use for anything else. And another page that I really liked, this was actually in the back, just the back side of this. Oh, I know why. I had to glue this tip in because this page clashed really badly with this page. both of them individually I loved. I didn't like them side by side in the book. So anyway, and then this came in my Happy Mail, which I just loved. And it's something that you aren't going to see right off the bat, but you will see it if you look at this book at your leisure and you're just looking to see what you can see. Let's see here. This is another book about just grabbing stuff so I needed to get rid of some stuff so that I could make room, and I did make a bunch of little clusters, or the big clusters. Instead of just little clusters, I made big clusters, and they've been sitting piled up in a box, and I thought, well, I need to use those. This is another one of the tags. This is from Darlene, and that's a tag from my tag swap, and this is a tag from my tag swap from Beth. And I didn't really swap with Beth, but everybody who participated in the swap, she sent a little tag to. So something fun. So that was fun, and I absolutely loved this paper. As I was cleaning up, I was finding all kinds of little pieces of paper that I had picked up at the bins. Just one sheet of this and one sheet of that, or a torn sheet of this. And this here was a scarf, and I just thought, oh, I love that scarf. That is such an interesting little scarf. But it was a tiny scarf. It was like one of the ones that maybe people used to put on their neck and tie in the 50s or something. So, but I just love the graphics on it, and so I just cut it up and glued it down. And I made some tags. I made 2 tags and a ATC with that in the background. So those will be coming to someone's home soon if I do a swap with anybody. You'll have to let me know if you ever want to do a swap. I'm always up for a swap. This is another one of the tags that I got, and this is from Kathy D. And very, very cute. Love all the stitching around the edges, and the words on it, and the mermaid from Bugs Bunny Mermaid. Just too cute, and I just really love that. So let me put that back in here. So these are newer pages that I've just done since I've done the swap. So I know nobody has seen any of these. These are so old. I think when I very first started doing journals and I was trying to get supplies, I would go to Michael's and buy stuff. And I remember these being at Michael's. That was back around 2017, 2016, probably 2016. Now I don't know if these are still back from then or whether I picked those up in the bins, along with, sometimes I get bags of art stuff that people have gotten rid of. So anyway, I had fun doing that because once I picked those up, I found them very hard to use. They didn't really seem to fit into anything. Not sure. I didn't put that face together, but it's a face with sticker pieces, and somebody else put that together, and I don't know whether I don't think my grandson did. It's too perfect. It must have been one that was already done in a package of those that I picked up. And then I have this is the other tag. This is one of the other tags that I got. And this person, Pam, is brand new to doing tags, and she just did a fabulous job. I love Little Bird, and it's just perfect, and she put stuff on the back as well. So she always puts made by Pam on things that she does, but she hadn't done any tags before, and I'm not sure if she's done swaps or not, but she was new to the group, so I was happy that I got to exchange with Pam. And this is another one of those little, clusters that I put together. I like to do little stuff like this where the lady's sitting on somebody's foot. And this has really gotten lost in translation. I had folded it over, and it was dabbing at ink stuff, and it came out so cute. It looked like a little duck to me, a little duck with two wide eyes and a little mouth, like a beak mouth. But then when I glued it in, I didn't want to lose it, so I glued it in sideways, and it kind of got lost in the translation there. And then I glued a mouth over it, just for fun one day. So I am probably the only one left who will ever know what that really was originally. It just kind of looks like it's kind of a blankish page. And of course this is fun. I always love to watch the Honeymooners. So here's Jackie Gleason, here's Audrey Meadows, and Art Carney. And then here's another lady that I glued her head into this, and this little boy next to, I guess these two pieces were good and they just needed heads. So those are the heads I chose for that father-son outfit. Still kind of makes me laugh. I've been doing a lot of doodling on images, but this one I actually did before I was doing that. If that makes any sense to you at all. Because I did this was one of the first images in the book, that when I first made this book way last spring. But this summer I started doing the images were I guess collages, you'd say, where I did some doodling on them and made them more fun. I told you that I had these little things sprinkled throughout the book, and here we are, almost finished with the book, and there's the first one. But I know there's more in here. But I was surprised when I looked through it that I did actually use them quite a bit. Just a page, or I just glued and glued and glued. And then this is another envelope that was sent to me for something, and then I have all these little things that that somebody wrote me a letter, Mother's Day, and just some fun stuff, another Mother's Day card, and just some correspondence that I want to keep, but they easily slip in a book and they don't take up room. This is the one that I thought that I was looking at early on when when it was like a receipt for an art print. This is when I got my driver's license this year. It was a big deal. And so I just kept that to remind me that all things do happen, and don't keep worrying about stuff like that. This was just a page in the Oprah magazine, and I just responded to it. I liked it. And this is one of the pages I've just recently done while I was not wanting to throw things out, so I was gluing them down in here. another page like that. My daughter brought me a plant for Mother's Day, and that was just kind of stuck in there, and I can't throw stuff like that away. This was another thing too, and I thought, that's really kind of neat. It was very, very pretty. I don't know where it was or where it came from. This is another tag that Malaya sent with her package that I bought some soap or something that I pick up from her. She does an Etsy. She has an Etsy page. I've never kind of gone into Etsy. Okay, now here's some more. They're there. I know they are. And again, just paraphernalia I picked up. And I had this napkin. I like that picture. It kind of reminds me of my husband when we first met. And I'm not sure where I got that bookmark. I never use bookmarks when I read. When I was younger, I did the dog ear. I folded pages over. I didn't know. That was a hard habit to break. And then I just started using any little piece of paper that I had handy. If I had a bookmark, I would leave them in books. So I never had bookmarks handy. This is one of my fun pages I loved. I had very much fun doing that. Instead of keeping them all in nice squares, I couldn't put very many on a page or it didn't look right, so I just cut out the picture and then the saying and glued the saying over part of the picture so that we could have all these fun little cartoons. These are ones that I thought were particularly funny. And they said, they told me to exercise in loose-fitting clothes, but if I had any, I wouldn't have to exercise. It was just a book about senior stuff. Some of it was a little risque, so I didn't use any of those because just not my thing. These are wind chimes I got for Christmas. They're copper, and they are metal, and they go in the garden, and when the wind blows, they hit each other like chimes. Love them. They were copper cattails, and I put them in my garden, and I probably should take a picture of my garden too and insert it maybe right here. Oh, I was going to insert the before and after of my studio cleaning, so here, I'll put it in right here. Okay, this is the messy part. That is not hard to tell, but oh my goodness, everything just was piling up, and even things I had organized in boxes was getting just piled up on top of it, and yeah, I'm just horrified. I know. But I love to see these when other people have them because mine was always right up there with theirs. And I thought, okay, I'm not the only one. But oh my goodness, this was in the middle of my floor. I just couldn't even move. It was hard to get in and out. Even in the hallway, it spilled out. There was a basket of stuff. So it was just overwhelming. And I didn't want to even be in there. Now, this is the cleaned up version. I don't know what happened here with the color, but this is actually the cleaned up version. And yeah, you might be a little surprised, but actually everything does have a home. I know exactly where to put things. I know to put them away. All the things are together. The inks are together. The papers are together. The stamps are together. All of that. The floor is cleared out. I do have one box in the middle there, but it helps to keep my mat from moving around because it's weighted. But now I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be in my art room. I am just loving being here, so it was worth it all. Okay, I did pause. But you will not see that pause. And just more stuff, things that I got in Happy Mail, napkins, and I think that's one of the Gorgeous Girls. I think that came from Allie, and I really enjoyed that. And I have a bunch of these that I love. I've just put one in here, but I'm going to do kind of a mosaic or a section with them. This is, you're asking the wrong questions about aliens. And I did want to read that article. I don't know if I did or not. I had to get a new sticker. I have knee issues, so walking any distance is difficult. And now I have eye issues too. So I feel a little more justified with my handicap sticker. And I had fun. I was just using up some of those jewels. Kind of had fun with that. And just the last page. And this was something that's been kicking around forever, and it was perfect for a last page. I think originally it's something that you pull these through, and it made like a loop, and you could hang it up, and you put something stuff in there. It had that cute elephant on it, and this nice pocket, and it was like a wall hanging. So I've got this stuff here. This is stuff I buy from the Cottage Fairy. I buy she sent me this postcard for thank you for buying. And my daughter sent me this copper postcard one time. And while we were on our trip to Chicago, we stopped at the Pullman National Monument. That was in July. And then this is from Betsy Doodle. I found it in some Happy Mail that I've been stashing away. So I thought, well, it deserves a place in one of my books. So anyway, that is your flip through. And that is, now what I will do is I will close it like this, and it will have a tie on it. So so that's how it will store. It won't store that fat. It'll store this fat, and it'll go in with books that I can pick up at random and just kind of leaf through them every so often. And I do have fun with that. They are kind of inspiring to me, and I just remember my mood, the time period, and all that when I'm making it. And these are the kind of books that you remove a few of the more precious things and leave like the magazine clippings and the little funny stuff and get rid of the book. But I've kept all mine. I probably have a dozen of these, and I love to make them. And eventually I'm going to get a tub and just put them in a tub, and my son says he'll put them up on the in the garage, in the rafters of the garage. And he says someday a great grandchild will probably find them and appreciate them. Because right now I don't have any that really appreciate them. They think they're fun, but nobody wants to keep one. So that's okay. I would be delirious with joy if I found something my grandmother made like this. And they would too, especially if they didn't know me. But it kind of gives you a peek into my personality, I think. Do you think? Does it give you guys a peek into my personality? But I just, these are even fun to just sit on a table. And you can look through. You don't even have to hold it because it's freestanding. It stands on its own. It's its own piece of art all in itself. Maybe I'll have an exhibition someday. Maybe somebody would even, if I ever got famous, which is, we're really skating close to the end of life here. If I ever got famous, maybe they would be something that people would keep. Ha ha ha. I'm just joking. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, and thank you for watching, especially those of you who are all the way here with me at the end, because there are those of you who do that. I know there are. And I know there are people like me. Sometimes I have to put it on speed and go through them faster because I just don't have time to watch everyone at the original speed. But I do watch in full. When I watch a video, I always watch it in full. But sometimes I do have to put the speed on. So that's, they go just a little bit faster, and I don't get too impatient because a lot of people, they do things in real time, and it's hard. Like this is in real time. Now when I work, and if sometimes the project takes a couple hours, then I will speed it up and present it in a speeded up version, and then voiceover. But this is a real-time video, so some of you may have to just make my and tell me if you do, because I love it. And you have kind of like the chipmunk talking. So anyway, okay, I'm rambling now, and I'm having fun. But thanks for watching, everybody. And I just so appreciate all of you who do watch. My last video, they somehow cut out 4 days of views, and I don't know why. I'll keep saying that it was put on like a week ago or 5 days ago, when it was actually they stopped. They cut out 4 days of views. So I don't know what happened with that. Hopefully that won't happen again. It looks like nobody's watching, but they are. I know you guys do watch, and I really appreciate you guys. So thank you, and I will go. I promise I'm gonna go. I was gonna put some stuff in here, but this is running long. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. I'm just gonna slip in one little thing. While I was editing this, I fell asleep. So this might be a good video to watch if you ever need to just fall asleep listening to something. Apparently my voice is very relaxing, even to me. Okay, bye-bye now.